Go live. There we go. Hello everybody, Blue Dooley here, and we're in ATS because I found something to stream a little different than what everybody else streams in the game, and I couldn't get any work done on any of my RCs because the garage lost power in in one plug. And I'm not sure how that works because all of the breakers are okay. So, yeah, didn't get any work done. But as you can see on the screen here, we are in a Mac R model, which is available on Steam. We have 1,080 foot-pounds of torque and 285 horsepower, 12-speed transmission, and a differential ratio of 387. And I've already ran one of these loads once with the truck, and heavy haul is based on torque, not necessarily horsepower. And this is pretty much the smallest, next to the smallest engine I could put in the truck, unless I were to go with a Detroit 2-stroke, which would drop the torque number under 1,000. And that's what the game bases your ability to heavy haul on, is the torque value, not the horsepower. So we're actually driving a truck with 30 more foot-pounds of torque than a F350 dually with the power stroke, and about 200 less horsepower than a modern pickup truck. But, so what we're going to do is we need to fast travel up to Gallup, New Mexico, and we'll hook onto the load, and it's going to Raton. So here you can see all the truck specs. Again, torque, first gear, differential, retarder, and powered axles are what the game bases your heavy haul ability on. As I said, I've already pulled one of these loads, so we need to go to the map, fast travel to Gallup. Oops. Except I hit the fast travel. Not. Just the map. Hope everyone is having a good weekend. Aside from losing power in that part of the garage, mine's going okay. So take a look at the truck. Just a Mac R model with color match steel wheels. We got the brush guard, or rhubar, bull bar, moose bar, whatever you want to call it on the front. We got the train horns on the fenders. Chrome straight pipes. And a bunch of chrome bullet lights sitting on top of the cab. And I don't believe we can put the oversized load banner on this truck. Yeah, there's just the flags and the ability to change the bumper. So. Alright, so inside we have the satellite radio up there on the dash. We got the hula girl on the dash. And yeah, just a basic little day cab R model. So, let me know if any of the sounds need adjusted. And I like driving from the outside cam. I do need to turn down my headphones though. And maybe make myself a little smaller. the sound will die off while I go do this. There we go. That's a little better. Been a while since I've driven this truck, so might not be up on my shift points, but that's alright. Now, depending on the streamer you watch, or streamer you might come from, a lot of people run a lot of horsepower in their trucks. I tend to. Not as much as some, as there are mods that can get you up over 5,000 horsepower, which is quite a lot. So I thought I'd do something a little different than what most streamers do, and that is heavy haul with the smallest engine I could find. Well, almost the smallest engine I could find. Weird that we're picking up a haul truck at the rail yard. We could do the bed, but it's not as heavy as the haul truck itself. Although they both go to the same place. But we're doing the heaviest haul in the game. Now, I do have some load or mods that add more loads to the game, but I don't have any mods that change the heavy haul aspect of the game. So if you're running the game without mods, this is the heaviest truck you can haul, or the heaviest thing you can haul in game with without mods. So we're gonna go continue. Truck's tanks are refilled, our hours are reset. I got my RC Cola. We should be good to go. This is the first time you're catching one of my live streams. I'm playing on an Xbox controller, as since I drive truck in real life, I really don't feel the need to spend all the money on a sim rig. So special transport cargoes are kind of unique, as you do get escorts if you've never seen them before. They did, I saw in one of SCS's live streams, they actually increased the speed limits of the heavy haul or these special transports from 40 to 55. So that speeds them up a little bit, but the thing you do have to be careful with on most of these is the hitboxes on the load are terrible. So we'll drop her back down here to first, and away we go. As you can see, the truck had no problem getting off the line. Why are you rerouting? Or just getting out to the road? So you do have to be very careful on gates and signposts with these loads. Because again, the hitboxes are a little bigger than the object itself, I've found. I did this not this particular route, but I tried it with a little bit different truck up in Utah, and had a hell of a time because I kept clipping lamp posts, even though I wasn't right next to the lamp post. So yeah, we're heavy hauling without the biggest, baddest truck you can get, base game or otherwise. Yeah, the hitbox extends much lower than the truck. I think it goes actually all the way down to the ground. Got to turn my beacons on. I'll get ready to turn left. That thunder sounds good. Could have turned that a little better, but bonk. No, I do. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. I am excited. I got some parts, more parts coming in for the RC Everyday shop truck build. I do have the cab completely well, I have the cab printed and I have the bed printed. I still need to print the interior and the tail lights for the back of the truck bed. The wheels and tires should be showing up this week. In fact, I got an email that one of them here should be here Monday. Let's see what our RPM is. Yeah, we're climbing. We're doing all right. We're not going to set any world records, of course, with speed. But speed's not exactly your friend on these loads. I mean, the game's physics does an okay job, but that's a lot of weight up high. So you don't want to be turning too fast or making abrupt movements really with this much weight. So slow and steady is kind of the way to do it. I've actually adjusted some settings in the game to make the truck bounce a little more. So we're up above 40 now, so we should be able to run up to 55. At least we got one more gear, so we should be able to do 55. Still far enough over, people can get around us, so that's good. So we are running a 12-speed Mac transmission, a Mac engine, so that's why I put the gold dog on the hood of the truck. Speeding a little bit. So we'll set the cruise and kick back and chill for 6 hours. Well, 6 game hours. Got 323 miles to go. Drop her into 11th. Now again, we don't have the horsepower to stay at the higher speed. Which, again, when this truck came out, you weren't going to have a ton of horsepower at the time. And I just realized I didn't adjust my screens so I can see comments. Get up here into 11th. And pause the game here a second. There we go. Easy fix. Let's see, it looks like my green screen's in the right spot and all that stuff's good, so sure we're staying over far enough so the traffic can get around us. As while I've never hauled anything this wide in real life, I do know those oversized banners make people really want to pass you. Even when it's not safe to do so. Even if you're doing the speed limit. Because I've been up 13 feet wide and on a 2-lane road doing 65 and people just absolutely have to pass me. Kind of a rainy evening in game. Not raining too hard. We're still staying around 1500 RPM, even pulling the grade, so that's not too terrible bad. So I attempted to drop a gear, but I think we're going to be all right. Yeah, we're picking up speed already. This particular R model you can find in the Steam Workshop. So it's a nice little truck. I like the R model. I do not believe the one on Steam has the sleeper cab. At least the particular mod I have does not have a sleeper cab to it. It's just a day cab. As you can see, we're not making record time, but 285 horsepower works just fine for this. We'll hook on to. We might do one of the transformers, because it's 127,000 pounds, I forget. But that one won't have us with escorts, so we can kind of drive a little faster. Do what do a little different route. Or we might just stick with special transports this whole stream. There we are. 57 even. 58. Must be going downhill. So with these, you definitely got to watch the wall. Not sure why he had to slow down so much to get over a lane, but whatever. That is kind of one of the things I'm not 100% happy with. The game is the AI programming for the escort vehicles. Could be better. Actually, would it be neat is if SES gave you the ability in convoy mode for you to drive the escort vehicles yourself. Have you or a friend in the escort, one of you driving the truck and one of you driving the rear escort. That'd be kind of neat, I think. And the biggest problem is because they use police cars, I think that makes the other AI act up a little strange. Make sure we don't hit the Ballard. I don't know what you're doing there, car. Speed up or something. Speed up or slow down. Sure we're not drifting too far over, but definitely got to keep them hubs off that K-rail. I shouldn't have to adapt my speed. The escort should be doing what I want them to do. You don't have to stop. You don't have to stop. You fucking asshole. Come on. Jesus, trooper, get your shit together. That is the only problem I really have with the special transports, is the AI just isn't smart enough. Also, the mirrors don't show enough behind you to even see if the back car even moved lanes or not, so yeah, I don't know why the game insists on coming to a stop when you change lanes. That's kind of obnoxious. So, thanks to that dumbass, we lost all of our momentum. Oh well. That's kind of what happens. the Wheelie King. I do have the body mounted up on the chassis now. I'm going to mask off the windows on the outside and hit the outside of the body with a flat clear to see if I can dull that paint down a little more. And then I need the weather to cooperate so I can go out and do some filming. The electronics are well, I don't think the FlySky receiver is waterproof. Might be slightly water resistant, but I don't think it's waterproof. And I'm just not a fan of running my trucks in the mud. I'll run them out in the snow, but mud, I'm not a fan of running them in the mud. Pardon me. Get over a little bit more so the cars can get around us. Which again, you got to be careful of so you don't whack stuff on this the right side of the truck. This hill's fairly steep. Come on, little Mac. There we go. You can do it. Again, we're doing it different than all the other streamers. We're running the smallest motor we can get away with. I do have my fuel economy set to realistic, so fuel economy will fluctuate with how I drive the truck, how heavy the truck is, how much up and down we do. So should be a more accurate representation of fuel usage. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it'll be more realistic than the other game setting, which I think just doesn't take your speed or load into account. It just comes up with a number. Exterior cam here for a little bit. Shame about the dark. Make sure not to clip him. You can hear the thunder a little better outside the truck too. Moon kind of peeking out from behind the clouds. And what are you doing? You Goddamn asshole. Why did we stop? Seriously. Jackass. I don't understand why he slowed down. I tell you that having a pilot car that doesn't know what they're doing really kind of makes oversized loads a lot more stressful. Been there, done that. Glad we're not doing that anymore. Truck drivers who have hauled oversized loads make better pilot car vehicles than people who haven't, unless they've had a lot of training. And it's hard to train someone to do that when you're driving the truck, because you got to do all of your stuff plus babysit them. So it's almost, I think, easier to train a pilot car or an escort vehicle, whatever you want to call it, by having a person who is experienced with it ride with them to kind of tell them what they should be doing. So the person driving the oversized load can concentrate on just driving the oversized load. As it's kind of hard to give your pilot car directions on what they need to be doing while you're trying to make sure you're not hitting mailboxes or poles or fences with the load. It definitely takes some work. And we're kind of hugging that fog line just so traffic can get around us, which is what I would be doing in real life. I think I'm going to set the cruise at 47. And don't do that. Don't sit next to a load. God, that's aggravating. Pass. That's one of my biggest pet peeves when I'm oversized, is people just sitting alongside me. Because if you're next to me, you can't see far enough ahead, so if I need to get in the other lane because there's something on the shoulder, I can't because you're in the way. So, yeah, just don't do what those people are doing right now. It is absolutely aggravating. I mean, pass safely, but do it quickly. The other thing with the AI doing it is you don't have the CB chatter. And that's kind of a driver personal preference. But on something this big, where the mirrors, even a mirror extension isn't going to let you see behind the truck, having that rear escort vehicle calling out when people are passing you kind of keeps you from being surprised. And also, again, there's a vehicle on the shoulder with a rear escort, you could tell them, hey, I need over, so they'll block that left lane, so you don't even have to go all the way in the lane, but so you can get far enough over so you're not going to clip whatever's on the shoulder. And be a lot safer. Now, I don't know if the game, when you do special transports, if it removes road construction or accidents that would force you to have to get over a lane. I don't know if the game takes those away or not. I turned the detours off just because there isn't enough roads in the game to really put up with it. But here we are, successfully heavy hauling with only 285 horsepower. I don't think we'd be doing this at night, but I suppose it depends on how much traffic there usually is during the day on these roads. As the general law, might be different in some locations, but generally speaking, you're only allowed a half hour before sunrise to a half hour after sunset. So you can pretty much only haul oversized during the day. Now, certain cities might have different regulations during the day. Like you can't be oversized during morning rush hour or evening rush hour. Which kind of makes sense, because I don't think I'd want to take something this big through a major city in rush hour traffic. That'd just be asking for trouble. Come on, pass, you dumbass. I mean, I'm riding on the fog line. You should be able to get around me. Come on. Might also depend on how high the load is too, on when you can run it. Because at nighttime it'd be hard to see low-hanging power lines or other low overheight obstructions. Technically, with as big as this load is, that lead vehicle should have a pole to make sure the load will clear overhead obstructions. And again, over in Europe, they probably do haul oversized loads much differently than we do here in the States. And since SCS software is based over in Europe, probably that's the reason why the escorts or cops or law enforcement, that just might be the way they do it over there. See, I have no idea why that dumbass did that. So, because here on this particular load, you might have law enforcement escorts in a city or town, but once you're on the interstate, it would probably just be non-emergency vehicles as escorts, and just they'd have an amber flashing bar instead of the red and blue. Surprised there aren't any strobes on the back of the trailer. Since I'm not sure how steep or tight a turn this is, we'll slow down quite a bit. I think I'm going to take that little satellite radio thing off the dash though, just to right square's kind of obnoxious. Come on, it's not that steep. I do have drive shaft torque turned up as high as it'll go, along with a slightly softer truck suspension, so it does torque over a lot more than it has in previous streams. Which really kind of, I think, adds to the realism. As something this heavy, you would be using all of the engine's power to get off the line. The one I did when I first tried it is really hard to get through the gates. In fact, I actually had to cheat and move the truck by console commands to get through the gates. Yeah, that'd be more like a proper escort vehicle here in the United States. Question is, where in the world are we going in here? We're gonna go exterior cam. I hope I went the right way. And I sure as hell didn't. And apparently I'm missing some textures. Let's try something here. Okay, so you can only go do this with you have console enabled. Okay, so we should have went straight. Should have went straight. Come over here. Well, you know what we'll do? Through the magic of computer power, we're going to teleport the truck. There we go. Cheating, I know, but God, we'd never get this thing backed up out of there. Been so long since I've hauled in or out of one of these kinds of places, I forgot which way you had to go. Not perfectly straight, but not terrible. I mean, yeah, we're mostly in the lines with the trailer. There we go. 363 miles. Took us 15 hours, 22 minutes. Burned 118 gallons of fuel, which actually isn't that bad considering how heavy we were. Or the terrain. I mean, it's not like we were hauling flat. So that made us 47,215 bucks. Proficiency bonus really adds up there, doesn't it? Long delivery bonus, high value cargo bonus. Let's see what we got here. Baton. Yeah, okay. That's kind of cool. Wonder when they added that feature that you could change the trailer configuration. That's kind of neat. Now we can change the color. Only change the color on that one. I think. There we go. Let's see here. Transformers. We could do huge construction. That's a pretty common one. Yeah. Log loader. Tech part. Lots of tech parts. I think that might be the most common special transport. Really big articulated truck. Scraper. Well, we got, since we're here, we could actually get this bulldozer and go up to Twin Falls. Let's see here. That's all triple. Let's do that one. Yep, we're all right. We followed more with the same truck. Let's see here. God, we got 5 reverse gears. I don't want to go flying through their yard. Wouldn't exactly be very courteous. Stumpy truck. What did we select? Forget which one, which place we were going. Okay. Nimk. So we're going to the left. Right. Should have probably double checked that first. In fact, there's our load right there. And we'll go up to Twin Falls. And I know that driving exterior cam's kind of cheating. I don't care. It's a game. You can play it how you want to play it. Oops. Stalled it. Make sure we got... Well, I see a problem. They don't have a strap along over them cylinders. You got a chain to the machine, but they don't have chains over the front cylinders, so they'll just be flopping around the whole way up there. SES needs to work on their load securement. A hard time getting out of here. There's a traffic light right there. Well, it looks like most people are in the right lane. Not sure what they're doing. Probably texting. Who's texting at the light? Up on the curb a bit. Got our... Let's see, we got half a tank, so it should be good for a little bit. I did spec a Paystar for heavy haul. I hadn't thought about switching to that before we started another load. Going straight on. Got it. Apparently we're in the rainy season in New Mexico, because it's been raining almost every job I've had in here now. Yeah, just a fun little stream showing you don't need the biggest, baddest truck in the game to do heavy haul. Heading up to Twin Falls if you're just tuning in. Probably went up too many gears before getting on here, but that's alright. Little Mac's doing just fine. Let's see if it pulls us into the way station. Which technically they should. Since we are oversized, we pretty much have to stop at every port unless it's closed. We have our flashers on since we're going so slow without an escort. Yes. Yeah, maybe we still might get pulled in. Pull in. I mean, since we're getting off, maybe we'll pull in and fill up just for it, since we're here. Yeah, we're here. We'll get fuel. It's fun aggravating your GPS. Came in the pump the wrong way. We'll fill up since we're here. Snag the pump on the way out. The nice thing about these short wheelbase trucks with the heavy haul stuff is you can maneuver them a lot better. You get them really long wheelbase trucks and takes you forever. Takes forever to get them turned. We'll get weighed, see how much we are with full tanks. Don't jake brake onto the scale. They don't really like that. We're 131,517. Hopefully they don't notice that those cylinders on the front of the machine aren't tied down. Because that had been a ticket for sure. That'd have been a ticket for sure. Get out of the way, car. "15 hours, 936 miles to Twin Falls, Idaho." And we're not flying down the interstate because we're not running a ton of horsepower. Kind of hard to speed when you only got 285 horsepower. And you're grossing 130,000 pounds. But that's alright. Every load doesn't have to be 100 miles an hour. Quit raining in game. Going through Colorado. Up into Wyoming. It'll be a beautiful drive. Besides the fact, this transmission isn't an overdrive transmission. And with 387 rear ends, we're not really going to go fast, no matter how much horsepower we have. We will be pretty much RPM governed to whatever our max speed is. We just won't have the gearing to go faster. Get low and watch the trailer kind of flex and the suspension do its thing. Big old fluffy clouds in the sky. Good day for trucking. Now it says we could do 65 around the corner, but as tall as this dozer is, yeah, we're foot on the floor to do 76. I think we'll just drop down to just a hair over 2,000 RPM and just run at that speed. 60, 64, 65. I guess. Again, the game's not really designed for you to just fly through everything. I need to do a lot more driving in Colorado because I got a lot of gray still left on the map. I couldn't find a job. What the hell? This is my main kind of profile in the game, so with mods and stuff, I'm up over $60 million. Although, I did use a cash mod for a little bit, just so I could buy my first truck a little quicker. Guess we need to drop a gear if we want to get back up to 60. This is just kind of a hangout stream. Again, I apologize for not having a video up today, but went to work in the garage yesterday and the plug, all the stuff on my workbench is plugged into, quit working. So I don't know if the plug shorted out or it's on a breaker that tripped but doesn't show it's tripped. Just not really sure. But we're doing ATS a little different than most people because we're not running the biggest truck, baddest motor. Should be able to go above 44 though. Just saying. Be part of the road toll. Well, I try not to. Have to tell me to keep left. Okay. What else can we talk about? I'm on the 6th book of the Witcher series on Audible. I'm really kind of glad I started listening to audiobooks because as much as I like music, the audiobooks seem to make the drive just better. Keeps the brain a little more engaged than music, I think. I think after I finish the Witcher series, I think I'm going to look up and see if they got Dune on Audible. I know the movies are out, but can't watch a movie and drive a truck. Well, you can, you shouldn't, but I suppose you could if you wanted to. I don't recommend it. I've seen enough accidents from people doing that. So, yeah. If you're tuning in, we're not flying down the interstate because we're just not running a lot of horsepower. But, again, don't have to play the game to rush everything done. It's a driving sim, not a flying sim. If you want to fly, Microsoft Flight Sim. But just running a little old Mac engine and a little R model Mac. Got the Hula Girl on the dash. Yeah, we should be up in the big city of Denver right now. So there's the sports ball field. Yeah, I could be in the right lane, but since we're going straight through town, I'm just going to stay here in the middle lane. 18 Wheels Garage. Supposedly, weather's supposed to be a lot colder this upcoming week. Which will be nice, because it shouldn't be having to fight mud in February or January. I have one going up to Idaho Falls that I really kind of need the ground to be frozen solid for to get in and out, and also not drop the trusses in several inches of water. Just gonna stay here kind of in the middle lane. Just walking along in our little Mac. Our flags and all of our signs. Well, we don't have all of our signs. For some reason, the game doesn't have the truck doesn't have the option to put the banner on the front. You can put the flags on the front, but not the banner. Now that we're north of Denver, speed limit increased. Not that we're really going to get up there, but you can just see so much more of the game when you're in third person or exterior cam. A little truck, we can get up to 60 at least. There we go. Nothing sterling. It's kind of fun to watch the trailer flex. And the suspension work on it. Are we going to pull in? Yeah, unfortunately we're going to have to pull in. Wow. I don't have to. I turn that part of the game off. The infractions. There's so much traffic. I kind of wonder if they ever redid this truck scale houses here on I-25. Just to give you longer times to get up to speed, getting back on or off. East to Alt. Sorry, dude. You don't have to be shy. You can say hi in the chat. Or let me know if volume needs adjusted. We're just kind of heavy hauling with a little Mack truck today. I know the streaming's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is kind of nice for just hanging out and talking to you guys and gals. As I just don't have the ability to stream from my garage. Even if I did have all the power. Amy made us $8,900, so that's good. And apparently she's leveled up. We're in Wyoming, the state I graduated high school from, and we'll probably have to pull into the way station here. Miles. Let's see here. Angelo made us $10,600. That's pretty good. I like how they're making 1,000 or 10,000, and I'm out here pulling 100,000, 50,000. Are we pulling in? No, we're bypassing. which kind of weird, but I should pull in since we're oversized, but since the game doesn't care. Since the game does not seem to care if you do that or not, even though you're supposed to. Going straight. Pardon me, but I need to blow my nose. Sorry about that. So, get up here to Cheyenne and we'll jump on 80. And take 80 all the way to probably 84. And then 84 up to Twin. Pretty good on fuel still, so again, we're not breaking any speed records here, but that's all right. We're just hanging out today. Probably should have stayed in 10th a little longer. There's the big Walmart distribution center outside of Cheyenne, which is a lot closer to Cheyenne than here in the game. It's also a lot farther from Cheyenne to Beaufort than the game shows. Yeah, we're not setting records with this truck here. Maria made us $5,300. Nice. So yeah, you can take that little dirt road. It's dirt road on that side, and go to the little town of Beaufort, Wyoming. This side of the pass isn't quite as steep as the other side. Kind of a shame they don't have Tree in the Rock in the game. Somebody's stuck in my pocket. Hello, Rosette. We've driven it many a times. And I see you figured out how to comment on the TV, or you're watching on the laptop. Let's see, where is he? There he is. There's Lincoln. Poor little Max struggling to get up the hill. Oh, on the phone. Nice. Well, that's fun. And now we can go downhill. And then we're in Laramie, Wyoming. Which, they kind of got right. Can't can't really see the dorms from the interstate, but the bus is gonna cut me off. Sorry, school bus. Not sure why everybody in front of me is going slow now, though. Come on over, game. The AI does some weird stuff. And now that I'm out here in the left lane, they'll probably all speed up. Because that's what the AI likes to do. Of course, people like to do that in real life, too. Wave at the old house as we go by. I think 62 is all we're going to get on this stretch. Yes, hoping the weather goes back cold so the ground's frozen to make delivering a lot easier at work. Because if the ground's frozen, that means they'll also be working on the houses more, because they won't be having to fight the mud around the foundations to get it framed. Huh. First stretch of road construction we've seen that string. just like real life, they don't know how to zipper merge in the game. Yeah, we're up to Sinclair, Wyoming, where the only thing there is to do is work at the refinery or drink at the one bar. The game kind of completely skips Elk Mountain. Because we should have hit Elk Mountain first. Yep, hoping work picks up a little more. That'd be nice. Keep forgetting I need to stay in 11th longer. Let's see. Looks like the streaming software says we haven't dropped any frames, so that's good. Running 30 FPS, that's good. So everything does look green across the board. There's a little town of Sinclair. In the line of traffic we're holding up, doing 40 mile an hour on the interstate. Almost missed the pothole completely. Didn't actually think ahead to things to talk about during the stream. I just figured since I didn't get a video made, I'd stream. So here we are. And I did want to do something a little different than most people, because not going to say all streamers, but a fair number of them do tend to run ridiculous amount of horsepower in their trucks. So I thought I'd go the opposite direction and run a low amount of horsepower in the truck. After we get this one done, we might do another specialty transport. We'll see how we're doing on time. Got the little flags flapping in the breeze up there in the bumper. Spruce Street. That they do. Can't really see much of Rollins from the interstate. I did get my welding gas bottle filled, so be able to do some welding on the snow plow this week. And maybe we'll even get some snow. That'd be kind of neat. It's been pretty dry this year. Wow, at least for snow. We've gotten some rain, but I'd like a little more snow. Actually, I'd like a lot more snow. Really, really get the snowpack levels up in the mountains. So we're not in another drought again. I suppose if we just get a wet spring and get a lot of rain, that'd work too. Creston Junction and Briggs. There, however, is not much scenery out here in the Red Desert, though. $40 to Rock Springs. I also need to post some photos of the body for the RC Everyday Shop Truck build we're doing a little bit later in the month. As I do need to get some more parts for it. I don't have a rear axle or a steering servo. But I will probably actually use the Red Cat radio that came with the 53 hauler, as it is a nice radio, 4-channel. So, I haven't decided if I'm going to go with a brush setup in it or if I'll put a brushless setup in it. I mean, it's the 3D printed body is going to be a lot heavier than Alexa and Shell, but it's not really going to be. The truck's not really built for being fast. So I'm not sure how much motor I'll put in it. I will also get some lights ordered. Put full light kit in it, since I do have a 4-channel radio I can use, and put the turn signals on the 3rd channel. That way they're not on every time I turn the wheels. But I'm not going to put a sound kit in it. I'm just going to put lights on this one and detail out the engine bay. We'll put a scale engine in it, and the battery, radiator, hoses, wires, all that kind of stuff. I'll route the exhaust properly. So it'll be. I'm really looking forward to it. But we won't get started on that till closer to the end of the month. I'd like to have a lot more of the parts in my possession before I get started on it, really. I do need to print out the interior, the seats, the floor, the dash. And the tailgate, I'm going to cut the tailgate out of the print, because I need to tidy it up a little bit. It kind of warped a little on printing, and I'd like it to open and close. Also need to get the doors cut out so they'll open and close, so I will need to kind of figure out how to get the cab mounted to the chassis since the floor doesn't quite go all the way across the bottom of the truck. But that should be a fun build. I've wanted to support Josh at Everyday, or RC Everyday, for a while now, so I'm glad I got a hold of one of his chassis. And I am doing a Dodge because, well, I don't want to use the RC four-wheel drive K10 body. I want a Mopar. Alright, why are we slowing down? Shouldn't be slowing down. It's 80, we should be going faster. Especially since none of those trucks in front of me should be heavy enough to slow down this much. And short windmill blades. Get some work done on the snowplow, and we'll work on the shop truck, and of course somewhere in March we'll go to the Boise Roadster Show, so definitely stay tuned for a video from that, as I do have a new camera, so I'll be able to shoot that video in a much higher quality than I have in the past. And there's some Idaho shops that do some really good work up here for muscle cars and rods and things, so I always like seeing what they do. So that'll be coming up in March. The show is the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So yeah, Sunday the 9th you'll be able to see the video from that. Not 100% sure how many videos I'm going to make of the shop truck build, as just not sure how much video I'll need to do with it. The chassis is pretty straightforward. I am designing my own front suspension for it, so I might do a video just on that. But otherwise, it's not a terribly complex chassis, so won't take too long to build it. The body, I will definitely try and take my time on the body so it comes out a lot better than what I've done so far on the channel. I really want this one to look super nice, no matter how close you stand in it looking at it. I don't want it to just look nice from 10 feet away. I want it to look nice from like 10 inches away. If that makes sense. I almost got her up to 70. 4 more hours. 4 more game hours. jump on 84, go up through Ogden. Remember... Yeah, I guess we can't be in here in the right lane. Really kind of surprised we're outrunning these guys, because they're so much heavier. We'll honk at the train. And what else do we have coming up on the channel this year? I'd like to get some more work done on the pickup truck. Really kind of like to get my hands on an LMC dash, put a new dash in the truck. Need to do a little more tuning on it. And depending on costs and time, really like to paint it this year. Wife got me a fairly decent spray gun, so I just need to do some body work on the truck, sand it, prime it, and then paint it. I'd really like to get that thing looking better this year. I've already got my hands on some parts to rebuild the CXT, so that'll be coming up this year. And then, probably by July, I'll need to start really getting some parts in to work on a Red Cat SEMA build. As I'd like to enter that competition again. And I will definitely have to step up my fabrication and body skills on that one. You gonna let me over? Right on. I don't think you wanted to. But you did. Let's see here. I know that's a dealer. Was there fuel at this exit? No, there's no way. There's not an exit here. Huh. Yeah, we better stay in this lane since we might get pulled into the port. Yep. We'll have to stop and fill up once we find the next place to do so. However, for the Red Cat build for the SEMA competition, I'm not giving any hints to that. That one everybody's just gonna have to wait for the videos to come out on. And sometime this year we'll get the trailer built. I'd like to have it, well, actually I really should try to get it built before the Dig Days event. mean, most of the parts I need to design mounts for on that I already have. I'll need to get a light kit for it, and the motor and gearbox setup to actually run the belt, or I'll have to get my hands on before I finish designing it. So I'll have to design a mount for that. Come on, little truck. You can do it. So, quite a few things coming up to work on this year. I don't know if they'll all happen, but planning on working on them. Let's see, we should stay on 84, because that'll be faster than going up to Pocatello and then across to 86. Let's see here. Question is, how do we get to that fuel sub? Next exit. Okay. Yeah, we need to pull in there and fuel up. As running out of fuel would be bad. It would be really bad. Need to find a new route. Need to make sure we don't run through the ditch, though. Probably shouldn't be jailbreaking in the gas station here at midnight 30. Okay. Actually, since we're here at a truck stop, I need to use the bathroom. So everybody go into the truck stop. Use the bathroom if you need to. Get a snack. Move the green screen. Yes. I will be back. Green screen back up. Grab me some beef jerky. I need a little snack. And we're $688 to fill up. Let me know if we need to stop at Dream Burger there if you want a burger or not. Otherwise, we're going to jump back on the road. Wonder what they're doing out so late. I don't know why you wanted me to go left. Yeah. GPSs are weird, even in real life. Must just be the way the light's hitting my monitors, because it looks darker to me than it looks like on what you're seeing. So as long as you can see where we're going, that's all that matters. Guess I probably shouldn't be driving with my high beams on. $228 miles to Boise. Of course, we're not going to Boise, we're going to Twins, so only 159 miles left. little truck should be going a lot faster. Oh, that was a plane crashed on the road. Huh. That's not good. I know CS has been working on revamping California. I wonder when they're going to start updating the other maps. Because Idaho's gone through some changes since it was released. Particularly since they added 2 new scales and redid the 84-86 interchange. They're just about finished with the I-15 and I-86 interchange in Pocatello. So I think it was California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, then I don't know if they did Utah, Arizona, or then Idaho. I don't remember which, what order the states came out in. So they'll probably go through and rework the states as they came out in order. Yeah, this pair of scales are they're redoing. I don't know if they've closed these 2 scales yet or not, but I know they were trying to move them. It'd be interesting to see either way. It'd be nice to see them continually improving the game with every update, besides adding new content every update. Looking forward to Missouri. Used to live there. But yeah, this interchange they've completely redone since the state of Idaho was released in game. So, be interesting to see. Next live stream, we'll jump into pure rock crawling. For something a little different. But doing pretty good streaming today. Would have liked to have us had a snowplow video out today, but yeah, it just didn't happen. Because sometimes it just doesn't work out. I heart Idaho. Potato or sugar beets. Thankfully we're only going up here to Twin, so we don't have too much further to go. Happiness in every sip. Yeah, the game looks better actually on OBS than it does on a monitor, just because of the way the television and the monitors are angled. All right, we'll do that. Are we going to make left? Yeah, we are, whether we do or not. Rolling into Twin Falls, where I currently call home. Rest of the Bryan Bridge. Which doesn't look like anybody's base jumping right now. I imagine 4 o'clock in the morning is probably not ideal base jumping time. Should be a McDonald's right there. $0.99 limo. Wonder if it's supposed to be lemonade. That'd make a little more sense. Paying attention to the light. Much going on at the hospital. They actually have a hangar for the helicopter now. Yeah, we're running that one. Good to do. Just slam on the brakes for no reason. Let's see here. Where should I place it? Right there. The bogey is a little over, but the rest of the truck is where it needs to be. $109,000. Pretty good haul, especially since I don't think I paid. I think the truck was only 130,000, so 2 loads paid for it. What do we got currently heading out of here? Clamshell buckets. We can do triple, do Rocky Mountain double, and single. Well, they got a lot of configurations for this load. Huh. That's kind of neat. All right. Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll switch trucks. Company truck manager. Did spec out a longer wheelbase Freightliner FLB, but the Paystar is also the FLB. You can get some of the mods I have for it on Steam. Some of them you have to go off Steam to get. But the Paystar here, it's a Steam mod. So let's go ahead. We'll go drive it. Put us back in Amarillo, I believe. And I think I want to change this truck setup. So yeah, we're down in Amarillo. Okay. Forget if I have any trailers down here. Yeah, I got a wooden lowboy. I got a drop deck. I think we're gonna go change some stuff in this truck. Let's see here. Can't go straight across the road. It's kind of weird. So yeah, we got a big old monster bumper on this truck. I want to say we got a 15 speed in this truck. I forget what size engine we put in it. It also has stupidly low gears. I think we're 567 drives. That's why we're in 7th and we're only doing 20. We're here. We'll go a little over what kind of things you can do to the K-Star. You only get a day cab, and you can go 146-inch wheelbase, 164-inch wheelbase, or a 182-inch wheelbase. It only has the Hendrickson walking beam suspension on it. Which actually looks pretty good. So the engine, we're running an L10, 310 horsepower Cummins. Let's see here, what else can we run in here? NTC, put some Detroits in it. But if we go down here to 800 foot-pounds of torque, that really drops our heavy cargo because it's based on torque. And the screaming two-strokes don't make a lot of torque. So I think we'll bump her up a little bit. Huh, I like how they give the years. What's the biggest, baddest motor we can put in here? We can put 525 horsepower Cummins N14 with 1,800 foot-pounds of torque. Or, yeah, let's just bump her up to 400. Oh no, with the 15 speed with the 488. So if we find an overdrive transmission, you'll see how much it adjusts the heavy cargo. I want to say there was a truck transmission in here with like a 5-something gear ratio. 463, 444, and 529. That'd do pretty good. Ten-speed 529. Allison 4-speed. Let's see here, 18s are all overdrives. And the 13 speeds are all overdrive. So all the 15 speeds are direct drive. They don't have an overdrive in them. And looks like the 10 speeds are all direct drive. So we'll stick with that transmission. Interior, you only get tan. And there's not a lot of detail in the cab. You get a fairly Fairly good range of paints you can pick from. A couple of stripe options. We got a few chrome bumpers. The double bumper kind of looks ridiculous. That one. You do paint. Yeah, just like this chonky chonker, as they call it. Our banner, we can keep that on there. You do get several, couple of different grills you can paint. Headlights you can do round. You do the chrome ring on them. Front turn. Of course, flags. Intake you can do standard or chrome. Sun visor, you get a few. Two different lights. Horns. Exhaust. You only get one. Unfortunately, they don't give you the option to do dual stacks. But it gives you a few turnouts. It's just kind of the look I like. Door handles, you get a few tank options. Yeah, only single. Maybe they'll add a double in the future. Change the deck plate out if you want. Kind of like the forelook. Get a few fender options. And of course, wheel and tire depends on which DLCs you have and mods. Mud flaps. Some pro mods. It has some Smarties options. Oh, neat. You can mix and match your mud flaps if you want to. And then interior. Interior is fairly limited, which that's all right. It's a shame you can't change the dash panel or anything. You can't do the steering wheel. Throw a real fancy. Looks like they put the option for all the mods in there. So not a ton of customization on the truck, but that's okay. All right, let's find ourselves a load. Something out of Amarillo. Raw milk. Don't. just don't think that needs to be on that many axles. Yeah, we could do another bulldozer, I guess. That's kind of a short little hop. This is a mod. Tiny little dumper. Surprised it's not giving us the option for configurations on some of these trailers. And the case in the John Deere's might be, and the Challengers might be modded loads, so they might not have that option. Let's find something fun. Let's see here. Where's that at? I've done a special haul in Arkansas yet. Let's see here. Let's do that one again. Not again. We'll fast travel over there. Again, we'll do this heavy haul with a fair bit more horsepower than the one we started out with. Let's see here. I feel like the steering wheel needs adjusted. Apparently it doesn't have adjustable steering wheel. So maybe we'll let a little air out of the seats. Yeah, I don't think maybe this interior's done. So in the 15 speed, I think we're actually running deep reduction. Which I've driven a deep reduction 8 speed before. Okay. Where did it put us? Yeah. Out of the rail yard again. Weird. Very strange. Well, the turn signal's animated at least. Gotta adjust the mirrors again though. me just a touch. Okay. There we go. So 15 and the 18 speed, you're going to be shifting a lot. We'll end the stream with a little more horsepower on a heavy haul than we started with. If you missed it, we did do the same load at the beginning of the stream, but we were in an R model Mac with only 285 horsepower and a 12-speed transmission. We're now in the Paystar with a 400 horsepower engine and a 15-speed transmission. I'm hoping the Paystar gets a little more love. The mod, at least. Get the interior maybe a little more polished up. So we don't have an overdrive transmission, so we're not going to be able to run like super fast with this truck anyways. But that's alright. Heavy haul isn't about speed. It's fun that the wipers are on the top of the cab instead of the bottom part of the cab.
Here we are, safe and sound.
Alright. Load up another 187,000 pound load. Yeah, we're first gear is 1694 to 1 with a differential ratio of 488 to 1. That's a lot of reduction.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's raining again. And I'm not sure what's messed up those textures on the cribbing. That is kind of weird. SES, you really need to work on your tie downs. So, yeah, deep reduction first. Very, very tight shift pattern here in the lower gears. I just like the looks of the Paystar. Just kind of a cool looking truck.
Turn left.
Kind of big and ugly.
Get ready for construction. Turn right.
Yeah.
Go straight on.
I wonder what is causing that texture issue. Gotta turn on my beacons. I mean, the deep reduction's nice. But, yeah, direct drive. We're definitely not going to set any land speed records with this truck. That's for sure. But it should be a pretty uneventful 400 mile, or 200 miles. I don't know if the wipers do a very good job either. Yeah, that's kind of aggravating, so we're just going to drive exterior cam. So yeah, despite having more horsepower and 3 more gears, we're not really pulling faster than we were in the other truck. Despite the lower final drive and 300 foot-pounds, well, 200 foot-pounds of torque. So there is quite a lot more to heavy hauling than just a lot of power.
Go straight on.
I am going to take my share out of the middle, just so we're not clipping anything with the load. Why the fuck are you stopping? Damn cop. Don't know why they do that. Look at 2 guys just standing out in their field. I don't know if I like this 15 speed or not. I feel like a 13 with just a good low would be better. Yeah, we're already in 10th. Yeah, 10 speed with 5 deep reduction gears. Kind of an odd setup. I don't hate it, but I don't think it's really doing us any favors compared to the Mac with the 12 speed. Maybe I upshifted a little too fast. Yep, I think I upshifted a little too fast. That was our problem. But now we're making a little better time. I don't even know if we got enough RPM to get up to 55. But again, this truck's not really spec'd for highway. It's spec'd for heavy. So yeah, I think 51 is going to be pretty much our top speed. Again, this whole stream wasn't about doing things as fast as possible. They're actually kind of about doing things slower. Yeah, I think the wipers could use a little work too. Dash needs a little more work. I say the trailer brake knobs, well, the tractor and the trailer brake knobs aren't exactly looking that great.
Keep right and then
Out of the way. Speed limit through here is only 55, so it's not like we're really holding people up. Especially since I think it drops down to 45 here.
Go straight on.
Since we got an escort, roll on the reds. Which is kind of weird, but that's the way they programmed it. I was through Roswell last year. Kind of a neat little town.
Go straight on.
I can stay out of the deep reduction.
Go straight on. Go straight on.
The Room of the King, World of Books. Yeah, Roswell has a lot of alien themed everything. It's kind of a fun little town. I don't know if the gearbox ratios are quite programmed right.
Go straight on.
So maybe this gearbox needs a little work. As I don't recall other trucks having a deep reduction box. Or even a 15 speed.
Go straight on.
General Mills. 54 miles to Carlsbad. Yeah, we switched from the Mac. We're into the International Paystar now. Doing another specialized cargo transport. That's why we got the police escort. And despite having more horsepower and torque than the Mac, just don't think the Paystar. I think this transmission just isn't working for what we're doing. I think I should have just stuck with the 13 speed. Now this 15 speed doesn't have an overdrive, so we're pretty much tapped out at about 55 if we ever even get up there. But that's all right. I'm just showing you can enjoy the game without 1,000 or more horsepower. Excuse me. Does seem weird that it's been raining the whole time. Drift over here. Take my fair share out of the middle, just so we're not worrying about whacking that hub on those bridge rails. And all the way down DR1.
Go straight on.
Yeah. The gearbox needs a little more work, because a couple of those gears are almost identical. So I think the gearbox needs a little work. Which is fine if it's the first gearbox they've programmed. I don't know why you guys are stopped there, but I really kind of hate it.
Keep left, and then turn left. Turn left.
Then our escort just goes flying off without us. Escort vehicle crashed. What? What the hell? Because of incorrect driving? Stupid AI. Game might have froze. Awkward. So, might be ending the stream here. Yeah. Yep. I think she froze. Yep. Game crashed. So, I guess we're gonna call that a stream. I apologize the game crashed because my stupid AI escort vehicle crashed. Hope everyone has a good weekend, and we'll catch you in the next one. I'm gonna go